All right, welcome. It is Nazzy from the Pulse of New Hampshire. Welcome to the Concord Co-op Community Connections. And we have a tasty subject. See what I did there? A tasty subject to talk about. But hold on, Greg Lessard from the Concord Co-op. Before we get into today's subject, I would like to follow up from our last week interview and say I visited the co-op this week, and we bought our smart chicken. Go ahead, ask me the capital of any state. Go.
Let's see, Minnesota.
Pick another one.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. It was delicious. It really was. You could taste the difference. And we talked to Dean last week from Smart Chicken. It was delicious.
Yeah, it definitely is, and it's a good segue into today's delicious subject. You are absolutely correct.
Absolutely. All right, so joining us today, Miss Linda Lorden. She's the president of the Merrimack County Savings Bank, and we want to thank her so very, very much for being here. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
And also Ellen Groh. She is the from CCEA, the coalition, the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. We're going to be talking about some wonderful solutions that we have coming up to end homelessness. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. We have got something super, super tasty coming up. Isn't that correct, Greg?
Correct. SouperFest is next Saturday, the 20th at White Park in Concord, and it's from 3 to 5:30. And it's significantly different this year because of trying to follow safety protocol for the COVID-19. We've moved the event outside to White Park, and everyone has to pre-order their soups, and that's completely different too. There is some soup may be available day of, but to be sure that you can get your soup, and 2 soups have already sold out. So we have 8 local restaurants. 8 great local restaurants are providing all the soup this year. That's the Barley House is making a pumpkin apple bisque. Cole's Kitchen, a miso noodle. The Common Man's clam chowder. The Concord Food Co-op Hungarian mushroom ale. George's Northside smoked brisket. Chili Hermanos is making a vegetarian chili. The Works, a lentil soup. And O's Steaks and Seafood, a roasted red pepper and butternut squash bisque.
Okay, so this sounds so amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome soups, but you have to pre-order to be sure that you can get your soup, and you'll also schedule a time for pickup, and that way we'll be spacing out the arrival times as well. So I think the weather's going to be perfect for soup in the park, and I encourage everyone to go to concordhomeless.org to order their soups.
So the other thing that's going to be different this year, we're not doing Fun Fest, correct? That usually coincides. That's usually when we're at Runlet. That's usually in the gymnasium, where SouperFest is in the cafeteria. So we're not doing that, correct?
Right. It's a really basic event this year. And if you want to dine in the park, bring your own camp chair. So it's really pick up, it's takeout, or if it's a beautiful day and you want to sit in the park, bring a chair. So it's all about the soup this year, the wonderful soups that are prepared for some of the top restaurants in our community.
Absolutely. All right. So we'll get to the Concord Coalition and homelessness in just a moment. But first, I want to talk with Linda, president of Merrimack County Savings Bank. I would like to talk about your involvement with SouperFest this year, Linda.
So let me just say that the Merrimack County Savings Bank is so proud to be able to support this event, and we've done it for a number of years. There's such a pressing need in this community, in resources for the homeless in Concord and really beyond. Right. And CCEH just steps up time and time again. They do the hard work, tireless work in this community, to help our most vulnerable members that live in this community or that are in this community. And frankly, it's the right thing to do, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
We're all partners in this community, and at least I feel that way. And we all have a role to play in some manner, whether it's through volunteering, whether it's financial, maybe it's both. But I can tell you in my past opportunities to visit when it was at Runlet, and it's overwhelming when you see
it really is. It really is.
Recipe. I like to make soup and do things, but it's very easy to take for granted when you go home at night to a warm home. You're having your own soup and food, and it isn't a problem. You have your refrigerator open, and you can decide, what are we having? Right. And very eye-opening, when you go to events like this and see the outpouring of support. But to think that, what's that message? We're just happy to have a cup of soup. That would make somebody feel really good. You can almost put those things together. So,
Right.
I'll just say, and with what I started with, it's the right thing for all of us to do.
Talk a little bit about Adopt a Home, how we can participate in that this year. Because like you said, like Greg said, we're doing a little bit different. The message is still there. The need is still there. It's just how we're accomplishing it is different. So talk a little bit about Adopt a Home, if you could, Linda.
So Merrimack was involved in that, in the Safe Spaces project that was going on. We just felt being able to give back in some small way. We jumped right in because we liked the opportunity. As I said, homelessness is it's a hard subject to talk about for some people, right? But when you're think about this past winter, we've had some cold days, even over the past, forget this week, but prior to, you're in your car driving and you happen to see people just waiting to get inside to be warm. Right. Part of that project, to be able to adopt a home, it frankly was fun. It was rewarding. It was heartwarming to be able to get in and to be excited to be able to probably the bedroom was the best part for me, right? Able to purchase a bed, and I was concerned about what about this comfort, just trying to make it, what any one of us would want, and trying to imagine what someone would feel coming into a warm place. This is my home, and make it feel like home. It's not just here's a bed to sleep, right? It make it feel like it's your own, like, open the door, go in, and not have to worry about, am I going to be warm tonight? How does that feel? And it was really exciting. I had a coworker and other folks that supported us to do that. And I would say probably a memorable moment for me this past year in the COVID world, right? And the challenge around it, to get that done made you feel really good.
So Nazzy, let me give a little of the background on Adopt a Home. The Concord Coalition End Homelessness purchased a building on Green Street and renovated the building and turned it into 4 apartments. And one of the caseworkers at the Coalition End Homelessness said, it's kind of sad that you give somebody the keys and you walk away and there's nothing inside. And so we started the Adopt a Home program, and we asked 4 local businesses that are pillars of support of the Concord Coalition End Homelessness would they take on the task of outfitting that entire apartment. And so Merrimack was immediately raised their hand. The Concord Food Co-op took an apartment, Keeler Family Realtor, and the Franklin Savings Bank. And so they all just did their own thing to make sure that it was from top to bottom. I mean, it had towels, it had everything. And so they all moved it all in one day, and then they were fully functional for when those individuals exiting homelessness get to arrive there. And some of them put food in there and everything. So it was a great program. So it was wonderful that Merrimack Savings Bank stepped up. And they are, repeatedly, they are a pillar of support of the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. And what that means is they support 2 of our events and are lending their voice of support to the mission of ending homelessness in our community on a continuum. So they are top sponsors of SouperFest and top sponsor of, I believe it's the talent show as well. And they're they're arches of support for the coalition. So anything that they could do, they're always there supporting the coalition.
That's so great. Now, listen, I want to hop over and talk to Ellen. She's been sitting there very, very patiently, just staying with us with the conversation. Now, Ellen, growing up, my mom was a big believer, a big supporter of giving back to the community. When my brother and I were younger, she used to take us on certain weekends to the local soup kitchen, and we would volunteer. We would help feed the people. And I feel that helped me at such a young age learn that giving back to your community is just as important as anything else. What can you add to that, Ellen?
I think that sounds wonderful. Your mom and dad were great people to raise you that way.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Linda said, this is a community issue. These people who are struggling with homelessness are human beings deserving of dignity and respect, just like everyone else, and who have often have trauma in their past, all kinds of barriers and obstacles from their past that are making it really hard to move forward. So that's where our focus is on trying to bring in all the different service providers that can help address barriers and create housing. There is just such a limit of everyone knows that, of affordable housing, rental or home ownership in the Concord area, in the whole state. So trying to create some units on the ground that people can move into and have the services that they need to move forward in their life.
Have you found that there are more people in need this year due to the pandemic? Has it gone up? Has it stayed the same? Has it gone down?
It's hard to say right now. You know, the pandemic has brought a lot of resources and changes. I think everything's still kind of in a state of confusion. There's been an eviction moratorium, which is going to end, I believe, at the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken, the most recent extension of it. So that could see a wave at that point. But new federal resources have just been passed today by the president that will give people extra rental assistance. So it's a swirling state right now. I will say COVID has affected some people so much more worse than others. It's been very uneven in how it's affected people. So yes, I do think that there's going to be a lot more people struggling for quite a while to come.
Greg, did you want to add anything to that and maybe talk a little bit about what the coalition does?
Well, yeah, the coalition has a lot of different programs. I mean, they have the emergency winter shelter, and they have the resource center. And the resource center is just a wonderful place that provides a lot of different services. You can get there's laundry, there's showers. You can use it as an individual experiencing homelessness can use it as a mailing location. And Ellen can expand on different services there. But one of the things that we're vigorously going after is there's an absolute shortage of housing. So even if the coalition had endless sums of money, there's no place for these individuals to go. There's no home. So they have recently, the coalition has recently formed a team, and the first meeting is today. And these are individuals from the community that are trying to figure out the solution, the best path to build homes, to find homes. So it's a great group that is being assembled to just really go after the solutions and figure out how we can resolve this. Because as Ellen was saying and Linda was saying, it's going to take the entire community. So when we're trying to really pull in the community, so there's there is a lot of support for the coalition. Something even like SouperFest. The funds are very needed. SouperFest has 62 different businesses that are sponsoring that event. So there's a great number of businesses that step forward. Individuals on a continuum are supporting the coalition. But again, now it's really focusing on, what are we going to do to figure out how these individuals will be housed? Where is it going to be built? It's complex, and it takes a lot more than a single entity to figure that out. It's going to take an awful lot of partners to work for a solution.
And we're lucky that we have so many wonderful people in the community, such as Linda and Ellen, that are willing to step up and be part of this wonderful organization. I want to jump back into SouperFest here for a moment, because this is the main event. This is the event that people look forward to each and every year. Greg, I'm going to start with you, because we've all been to SouperFest. What is your favorite soup? What is the table that you go right to every time? You just bypass every other soup, go right in. What's your favorite?
It's a new one this year, Georgia's North Side. So I'm going for the smoked brisket chili. That's new, and that's what I'm heading for. And as soon as I've got that one checked off, I'm going for the clam chowder.
Ooh, clam chowder. Linda, what about you? What's your favorite?
I'm a huge chili fan, so that sounds great. But I'm also a big chowder fan, so
chowder.
I'm going with clam chowder.
Oh, they're all great. And Ellen?
Well, in years past, when we had community members make the soup, I tried several years in a row to taste every single soup. There must have been 30 or 50 soups, and I never could do it because they'd give me too much, and I didn't want to waste any of it. I love them all. And this year, it is restaurants making it rather than individuals, which I'm sad to lose that contribution from the wonderful people who used to make the soup. But for COVID, we just had to do it that way. But they all look incredible to me. So I want to try each one of them. Now there's only 8. I can actually do that.
Right. For me, anything chicken soup, anything chicken noodle soup, anything to me, that's like a soothing. It reminds me of growing up. If I was sick, my mom would make chicken soup, and any soup that comes in a bread bowl. I mean, that's the whole meal right there. Do you know what I mean? And I get it. This year it's going to be a little different, but one thing that I've learned is, when this is all done, when the pandemic is done and we finally get back into our normal lives, whatever the new normal is, we're going to appreciate these events so much more. I really think that maybe not this year, but next year when we have the 13th annual SouperFest, I think it's going to be huge. I think people are just going to come in droves, and we might need to rent a stadium to have it. I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah, and already this year, traditionally, again, everybody went to Runlet School and purchased their soups that day. But already 2 of the soups are sold out in pre-orders. So the support is definitely still there. And I'll take a moment too. Individuals, they are everybody wants to get out, and especially if they can do it in a safe way. So the timing of SouperFest is if next Saturday to be able to get out and be in the sunshine for even a couple hours is great. And then we have the talent show coming up May 1st, and we have our bluegrass barbecue scheduled for July. So we figured out a way to safely do all of our events, and I'm glad we kept them on the books, because I think people are very, very anxious to get out and to see their friends again, to not feel so isolated.
Absolutely. Linda, in the few minutes we have left here, please tell everybody a little bit about Merrimack County Savings Bank, what separates you from other banks, and please give out a website and a phone number where they can contact you.
Yes. So, my heart is with Merrimack County Savings Bank. Merrimack has been in this community for over 150 years. And, that just speaks a lot, speaks volumes. We do, we give back to the community as often as we can. It's important. So we're not just a bank, right? We are, because we're here to help people and offer products and services and whatnot. But more importantly, and I said it earlier, we're a partner in this community, and we have an obligation to give back. And that is a feeling from our board of directors all the way down to the front line. In some way, as I said, it doesn't always have to be financial. It's great when it can be. This is a wonderful platform for me because it allows me to be involved in the passions that I have. It's one of those. And so, we're just, we just like the Merrimack, we want people to think of us that way, for more than just banking. And so you can reach us. We're at themerrimack.com. Easy to find us. Our local number is 603-225-2793. And you're going to kill me that I don't have the 800 number on the top of my head. You're local. You can find us.
You'll find it on the website. We'll get you on the website. And Ellen, if somebody wants to get involved with the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness, how do they reach you?
They can reach me at ellen@concordhomeless.org, and they can look at our website, concordhomeless.org, and see different volunteer opportunities and all of that. So more involvement, the better. We cannot do this alone. It's a group effort.
It takes a community to help the community. And Greg, in the last 30 seconds, take us home. Tell us about the Concord Co-op.
Concord Food Co-op. And the Concord Food Co-op is also a pillar of support for the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. So I'm so glad to work for the co-op, that they are as a co-op, they want to be very involved in the community and help in any way they can in the community. So it's a great fit for me. I'm very lucky that they are so supportive of the community and want to spend time and effort trying to help our community.
Amen. There you go. And the website, and of course you guys do have curbside.
Yeah, ConcordFoodCoop.coop, and what is very, very popular right now is our new e-shop. So anything that's at the co-op, you can buy it online and pick it up at curbside, or have DoorDash bring it right to your home.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg. Linda, Ellen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will see you at SouperFest next weekend. It's Nazzy, Pulse of New Hampshire. We'll talk next week.
Thank you, Nazzy. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Bye, Ellen.
Bye-bye. Thanks.